Broadcasting online television, connecting voices. This is Unity Broadcasting online television, connecting voices. This is Unity Broadcasting online television, connecting voices. This is Unity
Broadcasting television don't come for unify, sensitize, and inform Salon people home and abroad. Unity Broadcasting TV don't come for developments now we country TV. Unify, sensitize, and inform we all for developments now we nation Salon. Unity Broadcasting TV don't come for developments now we country TV. Unify, sensitize, and inform we all for developments now we nation Salon. We now independent media house. We dey here for unify, sensitize, and inform Sierra Leoneans home and abroad.
We dey here so for talk, but wetin dey happen? Political discussion. You for know about Salon politics. Religious messages, entertainment self no go left bien. We no go left nothing bien no.
Unity Broadcasting TV don't come for developments now we country TV. Unify, sensitize, and inform we all for developments now we nation Salon. Unity Broadcasting TV don't come for developments now we country TV. Unify, sensitize, and inform we all for developments now we nation Salon.
This not the team them where we dey talk about
Sierra Leone political history,
defeating the lives of fake people.
waiting they be na social media.
One-on-one interview, we go bring you all the hot topics.
Unity Broadcasting TV say, and we let myself and better Salon. Unity Broadcasting TV don't come development.
All right, indeed, Unity Broadcasting don't come from Develop Salon. Today, now Wednesday, October 1, 2025. Good morning, as we welcome you inside this edition of the program Unity Morning Show, where they come to you live on Unity Broadcasting online television from Monday to Friday, 7:30 in the morning. And we they broadcast live from we studios na 48 Yakasteville Street inside Freetown. You get it through with Facebook page, YouTube, TikTok, and with other social media handle them. Where they watch you and inside they watch me from, where they bring this edition of the program to you today on the first day inside the month of October. And then Yusuf Mosiri Suma.
And me, na Elizabeth Kefwe Gembe. Fambo, good morning. Inside the edition of Unity Morning Show, we go get na the studio Francis Ben Kefala. His Excellency President Julius Maada Bio appointed him as a young man 7 years in office, which is a history for gets a commissioner in power consecutive 7 years. We go dive into the corruption activities na the country, waiting the people then think about how it don't fight corruption, and it go can tell we the way forward of in life of how it expects Sierra Leone for go. And we go also ask him some few questions if indeed he succeed as a young man from the start of corruption when he gets appointed and who say currently he don't dey. Wanna continue for stay with we as this na Unity Morning Show.
Indeed, Unity Morning Show, now they always show you for the watch every morning, 7:30 in the morning. So they bring you things that we like for the sea, things that we like for the area. Lizzie, I know if you don't notice one thing that happened of recent, fraudulence all over the country. You know, people in now way they call and say, this na so person, I want for you lend me money or send for me money and all that. And these are things that have been happening for years. I don't know whether you don't notice that.
Well, Sierra Leone and nationwide, both home and over nation here, wanna get for be very careful because me waiting up now, I mean a victim.
Okay.
So somebody called me, say, so exactly then clone the voice of the person.
So interesting.
Having me as that kind of Combra person where you know go tell me something, I really see the need, then I not come, which was 14,000 leons, when I 14 million. I end up for saying in two phases. The first one was 9,000, the second one was 5,000. By the time I realized now, I was like, Jesus Christ, I almost want root me here. I say, God, I try for call the person. I say, but okay, for you know, say, if I need money, I don't need for call you. I not don't pull to that level where I go need money from you. Now me forgive you. So we wanna be very careful out there because fraudsters are all over the place. And not only that, somebody go call you again for the bloggers, then go say then get program now. Few days ago, then call two of me reporters then and somebody will be done there with we. Then say let them meet us somewhere for a live program. The same number consistently they call with three people that he call me, he call two of me reporters and he call somebody else.
Interesting.
So wanna be very careful.
The big question here is who is to be blamed? Because these people in the Biden SIM there, when they use for call people them, you know, when you ask the company, the mobile company, then what you say, well, we can already start in SIM here. But again, when you go deep for ask them for the information about a particular SIM, you know, so when they register, you must take the policy NIN number, you get for take the policy name, we sign information, what's important. But then go begin to tell you, say, well, we get people who they sell SIM then at treat. Who are those people? Who are the Sagi, those office where they Sagi then SIM that to them people who they sell at treat? You know?
Well, to some extent, we go blame Papa government, but at the same time, we go also blame the mobile companies then. Why are they say we blame Papa government? Because now they're not able to enforce the law. And then the mobile companies then, because if government enforce the law to the mobile companies then, they're not going to do this kind of thing, then shady things here. But again, Suma, I try for contact the Inspector General of Police directly through in wife. And then I get for no say, the cyber units, they investigate most of them thief here for people that wait in a jail. Now inside jail, then they do them thing then. And then get them coordinators then out here where they able for collect the money. As they send the money, then they pull up. As they send and the agents, they pull up. But still, that all boils down onto the mobile companies where they need for regulate or put things in place.
One interesting thing, before they go for break, come on, Lizzie. Now the fact say they can meet up the voice. I mean, you say go feel like, okay, this is Dr. Blah 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 who calls me and blah. You say they want money. You know, sometimes somebody called me and used me daddy in voice. I was like, no, well, me daddy na late now. I said, no, not me daddy. Yeah, I said, me daddy na late, please. I said, it was not disturbed. So it's very interesting.
Well, that's the essence of social media. You know, the AI don't come, everything don't be. Exactly. Now that make me a tutin up now today.
Exactly.
But however, Sierra Leoneans watching us all over the world, be very careful, be mindful. On our way get for come the holidays for Christmas. Person will call you and just be very cautious. We will be right back while so they take a quick commercial break and we go invite with guests where you go come inside.
Maxit, now the one app where you need for buy top up, buy data, and so many other transactions. Make your life easy. It's safe and secure. And guess what? It will work all side in a salon. Get the Maxit app today. If you use Android, it in a Google Play Store. If you use iPhone, it in a the App Store. Get them now. Are you ready now? Let's go.
Orange.
Ramzo J on the beat.
What's on a life? Crafty watana imeka toxe. What's on a life? 60% of human are water, so what's on a life? Crafty for we, crafty for you and me. What's on a life? You are ikuro, crafting. Now talk about purity, think like when you talk. Crafting. I get your body, think like what you more. Crafting. Feel the spark in every sip you take. Crafting. You are Iguro, Iguro.
Mama,
Oh yeah. Grafting. I want to talk about grafting, not the time for talk about Gucci's and Pradas and Dior. Grafting don't come back for we, and you know say the water is clean and it pure. So take one to tick and sip bam. Buy bundle, go home and keep bam. You want drink, you know see grafting at the label. Not drink cam. Them mommy then say grafting. All them papa then say grafting. Young boy and young girl at fit and a club, any side where you did grafting.
What's on a life? Grafting watana you make a talk say. What's on a life? 60% of human are water, so what's on a life? Grafting for we, grafting for you and me. What's on a life? You are Iguro, grafting. Now talk about purity, drink like when you talk. Grafting. I get your body, drink like what you more. Grafting. Feel the spark in every sip you take. Grafting. You are Iguro.
Ramzo J on the beat.
All right, welcome back. You still watch Unity Morning Show, where they come to you from Unity Broadcasting Online Television, and also time with the broadcast from the studios, na 48 Siaka Stephen Street inside Freetown. Today are the number 1 day inside the month of October 2025. I want to say thank you for always joining me inside Unity Broadcasting Online Television. Well, inside the studio, like we say, we get the ACC Commissioner, the Anti-Corruption Commission, Francis and Kalfara. You know, to the studio this morning for can discuss around how impactful the fight against corruption be in our salon in Develop One. Continue for the with me, Commissioner. It's a pleasure. Good morning and welcome to the program, sir.
Absolute pleasure to be here and congratulations on this amazing studio.
Thank you
It's
very
been
much.
great. I love it. I love the atmosphere. Thank you.
Okay. Most welcome, sir.
Wanna continue for watch with this now Unity Morning Show. Make sure you send you direct text message to the number 076-946-948. And also we YouTube page and Facebook page. Website we go read some of the questions for the People's Commissioner where he go answer on a burning question. Make sure be civil, be respectful, and go straight to the point. And more especially the topic of with discussion. We tell una plenty thank you. Also, una not forget for share the messages. So, Commissioner, we've been opportune to host you today. How does it feel like being in position for 7 years as a young man? Tell me, how you feel?
Yeah, I think I feel very thankful, first of all, and also very fulfilled. You know, at that time when they appoint me, when the President, His Excellency, Brigadier Retired Dr. Julius Madabio, appoint me Commissioner, I've been very young. I mean, that was some 7 years plus ago. So there was a lot of uncertainty. There are people who did not believe that young people can do it. And I think, say, within, at that time, I'll be one of the highest profile young persons in government. And also, I was appointed to the most challenging responsibility. Trust me, apart from the presidency, there is no other responsibility in Sierra Leone more challenging than being Anti-Corruption Commissioner. So there was this uncertainty, and I'm moving 7 years down the line. I don't have to go over the successes. We all know that we have moved from where we are drastically. The country is now firmly on the path where we can say we can beat corruption. I think, say, first of all, I thank God, I thank the President, I thank the people of Sierra Leone. But I feel very happy, very fulfilled, and I look forward to whatsoever challenge the next life brings. But I think, say, this has been a powerful training ground, a powerful developmental positioning, a powerful understanding of the country, and I feel very happy that now they are enter into public service and I don't perform the way I don't perform over the years.
Commissioner, you get your critics then where they watch you right now. We go get for play your voice pop later. But there has been a lot of concern that corruption not really don't come yet in the country. As a young man, we don't come up. You don't serve 7 years. Where we go cancel that? What was your secret to that? And how far you don't, one of the longest serving in this position ever since we get democracy.
Correct.
Now, waiting are some of the successes where Sierra Leone, where they watch you, and those we get critical mind about you, where you don't succeed in fighting for Sierra Leone.
You see, let me go back to the years before I became commissioner. In 2013, Sierra Leone was rated the most corrupt country in the world in terms of bribery by Transparency International. By then, JFK, Joseph Kamara, was the commissioner of the Anti-Corruption Commission of Sierra Leone. Down the line, MCC Control of Corruption, we fail for qualify for compact because we get 49% in 2017. When I become commissioner, I remember the conversation I got President Bill before I take up the job was, everywhere I go, one thing that embarrasses me since I become president is the fact that people ask me, what are you doing about corruption? Okay? So this is where we came from. A country that was riddled with corruption. A country whose reputation had been damaged by corruption. Corruption prevalence in the public service, according to Afrobarometer at that time, was 79%. Now, if you look at what did happen since 2018, when President Bill was elected president, and he graciously appointed me as Anti-Corruption Commissioner, working with the team, we don't change the story of this country in a way where other countries them surprised they are coming to learn from us. Okay? Now, Sierra Leone was rated the most corrupt country in the world according to Transparency International. In these 7 years that President Bill has been president and I as commissioner, Sierra Leone don't jump 23 places upwards in Transparency International ranking of countries. 23 places. From 131 to go as high as 110. 110. Okay? That is nothing short of a miracle. MCC Control Against Corruption, where the previous government they struggle for get compact, from where we get this money. Sierra Leone was failing because we could not pass the Control of Corruption indicator. Now, in that indicator, in these 7 years that we have been, the first year we jumped to 71% from 49%. That is 30 places upwards. Okay? Then we jumped to 77%. We jumped to 83%. And we have consistently performed above 70% in the Control of Corruption indicator, consistently of over 70% throughout this period. Afrobarometer, where they measure corruption prevalence in Africa, don't indicate the last time we did pull survey. Sierra Leone was one of 6 countries where the citizens believe that there is improvement in the fight against corruption. This was the same Afrobarometer who had said that corruption prevalence in Sierra Leone, particularly in the public service, was 70-something%. If you look at the public service today, everywhere you go, there is first of all an awareness that there is consequence for what you do. So I am not saying that corruption has been killed entirely. We are dealing with human beings. They are corrupt innately and they can take chances, but they know if something happens, you are caught, there will be consequences. Those days where people they refer to the Anti-Corruption Commission as a toothless bulldog. Trust me, Elizabeth, it don't take you over 6 years. One day you're a citizen talks to the Anti-Corruption Commission is a toothless bulldog. No, because of what we have done in these years. And I can go on and on. Prevention, for example, we don't review the MDAs and their responsibilities. Afrobarometer confirms the corruption prevalence don't reduce in the public service from 79% to as low as 37% within this period. So I can go on and on about the successes. I can go on and on along these indicators, but the only thing I can assure you is what has happened in Sierra Leone within the past 7 years in the fight against corruption is nothing short of a miracle, is nothing short of a success. And that is why, if you remember, do you know how many countries have come to learn from us? Kenya has come to Sierra Leone to learn from us. Uganda has come to Sierra Leone to learn from us. Liberia has come to Sierra Leone to learn from us. Guinea have come to Sierra Leone to learn from us. Every day, Gambians have come to learn from us. Every 2-3 weeks, I receive indication of a country that wants to come. Even South Africa don't write say they want to learn from it. Why do you think that is happening? It's because of the success stories that have come out of Sierra Leone. And President Bio has been very proud of this. Every platform he has got, one of the things he has showcased is our remarkable progress with the fight against corruption. Don't forget, this is a president who told me that when he became president, one of the things that was embarrassing him was how the country's image was in terms of corruption. And now, one of the things he's most proud of is the fight against corruption.
But Commissioner, somebody might say this is general. What are the key areas, like in terms of education, in terms of healthcare, in terms of all of this? What are the key pointers you have really succeeded in?
So, for example, take education.
Okay.
Examination malpractice was killing this country. Like, people were not even paying attention to it. When I came as Commissioner, I realized that the free quality of education was under attack by teachers, by parents, and pupils, organizing themselves to cheat all public exams. They were organizing private rooms, they were organizing private areas, principals were taking money from students, they were going to examination hall and passing around bowls like they do in church to collect collection. For students to put 50,000 so a teacher can stand ahead and start question 1A, question 2B, question 3C, and the students write. The danger was that it is possible that the teacher himself does not even know the answers. But the students will write, and the country was failing in corruption. I don't have to repeat to you what I did. I don't have to repeat to you what we did because you were here, you followed. And you saw how remarkably we led to a reform of that educational system. Examination malpractice was taken seriously. There was a high-level panel set up by the president himself to look into examination malpractice. The ministry set up systems to make sure that examination malpractice is reduced. Those are things that we did. It's not even a question. We held the teachers accountable that were responsible. We raised awareness about it. And today the country is moving on better because of that. If you go to healthcare, we do raise in hospitals. We create a lot of awareness. We have charged hospital doctors, medical doctors. I can tell you how many doctors we've charged for corruption. How many health practitioners we have charged for corruption. Just to make sure that those institutions that most interface with the people, that corruption prevalence reduces. And all of this we are doing is clear, it's been recorded. Afrobarometer has been measuring. Corruption prevalence in the healthcare sector has reduced drastically. Corruption prevalence in the judiciary has reduced drastically. Judiciary was the second most corrupt institution in the country in 2017. Today, they are among the least corrupt in the country because of the work we are doing with them and the reforms that respective chief justices have introduced. I can call all kinds of sectors and confirm to you that indeed our impact is there. We are not saying that we have killed corruption entirely. There's no country in the world where there's no corruption. None, never. Okay? But what you do is to control it, to reduce it to such a level that the state can function, and that is why we continue. That is why it's called to fight. That is why it's an action word. We continue to fight it, but as we are fighting it, we can confirm with pride, with purpose, with distinction, that the remarkable reductions have happened, and this is something that the country should be very proud of.
Okay, Commissioner, you don't talk a whole lot about how successful the fight against corruption be since the days of the past regime on to this time.
Correct.
So you don't ever get a situation where you don't get a resistance when you fight corruption at a particular MD. You don't ever get a resistance or challenge.
Resistance is part of the fight against corruption. It's a fight. You don't ever see a fight where somebody is not returning.
Perhaps the one you want fight to get power passive.
Yes, it's possible that they have power. Okay, but I come with the power and authority of the state. No individual has more power than the state. I sit under the emblem of the state. I come with the authority of the state. When I sign a notice and say you should appear before the commission, let's not forget the power. Remember when, for example, we invited President Nkrumah to come to the commission. We go McKinney and there were people in the street and we were fighting. And under the authority and the power of the state, I gave him ultimatum that he should appear to the commission on the Monday. And he does not appear. he will now be arrested brutally. What happened? Did he not appear? He did. There was resistance. We have gone to MDAs to arrest certain individuals, and the minister comes and stands in the way. Oh, that be staff this, I can't do. I say, if you staff, come with the staff to the commission. But if you, Madam Minister or Mr. Minister, stand in the way of the arrest of that staff, I give direct instruction to my staff to arrest the minister as well. And they clear the way. Okay? I am not here to compromise. I am not here to pay. I am not sitting as anti-corruption commissioner under my own authority. No. I'm not there because I am Ben Kaifala. I am there because the president who was elected by this country looked at the 8 million population of this country and identified one single individual and said, you will be the anti-corruption commissioner. It's a THE. That means you are one person. That comes with a lot of power. I exercise this with a lot of restraint, with a lot of control, with a lot of common sense, with a lot of tact, with a lot of understanding. But nobody is above the law. And so I have met resistance. Sometimes I navigate it with common sense by calling the person and understand, you have to understand that this has to happen, so don't create drama, and then it happens. But the ones who dare to stand in the way, trust me, I'm not the kind of person you can mess with. Because I don't think anybody looks into my eyes and see fear. So I can take anybody on.
Many people are with the views that most fighting corruption in Sierra Leone has to do with total commitment and sacrifices. Somebody who wants to say, since you come, yes, you don't try the corruption first in the area of the education, the health, different MDs. What about that thing where you go fight corruption, where you go feel like, this corruption why one can't fight to, it go big, but I go use the powers of the state for fight them. Have you ever gotten a call that, Francis, please drop that case there?
No, never. The only person who is capable of calling that call is President Bio, and he has never done.
Okay. That's a very good one. Continue.
He has never done, but there's no other person in the country who can make that call to me.
All right.
They don't have the power, they don't have the authority, they don't have the ability. The one man who could, even we are independent, but because of the respect of the presidency, I will sit down and speak with him. I will make him understand. But what I do, and I have no shy about this, is I brief him from time to time as head of state of the country. If a minister is behaving badly, I prepare a dossier and take it to him and say, this is what is happening. And I tell him on Monday we are inviting this minister to the commission. And most times he will just say, go ahead. If he wants to understand more, he will say, give me time to read it, I will get back to you. He read it and get back to me. But one thing he has never done is to stop me from doing the work of the commission. And that is why I am very, very grateful for serving with him as President of the Republic of Sierra Leone. And he's a remarkable president who has done great things for this country. And I'm sure he will continue to
Apart
do well.
from national interference into your office, you don't ever get international interference into your office where the fight corruption?
Yeah, there have been attempts at international interference. So, for example, when Yvonne Akinsoya was invited to the commission, I had a lot of pressure internationally. I had ambassadors, high commissioners coming to my office trying to basically get things not to be done. But we ended up doing what was right. The money that was lost in the city council was recovered. So I am telling you, resistance will always be there. That is why this is called a fight. But I can tell you, nobody in government has a bigger muscle than I do, literally.
All right. Sierra Leoneans, will continue for stay with we as the news break out that we they come and talk to the People's Commissioner. We reporters then may get for go on the streets of Freetown and then we come up with some voice pop where people then get one or two mixed feelings. Some get praises, some get doubt, and some get good aspiration. When I listen to the voice pop, and after that, Commissioner go answer some of the concerns, and we go continue the program.
You name and Usai with the so.
Mina Abubakar Benson. Well, we currently in Garrison Street.
You think the salon free from corruption?
You know, when you look at the corruption index, then go tell you say yes, Sierra Leone they try for corruption. But when you look at the local reports, like the audit reports, they tell you say corruption don't they increase to a higher level.
So how you see the current ACC boss in fight against corruption as salon?
Well, the commissioner, and a young man himself don't they try, but we still get more. It still get more for do because of the level of corruption we don't experience within these 7 years. Whatever way we look at them, corruption still high in the country, and Francis Benkaifala is doing well, but I believe there is more to it for let do more.
So how you go compare the current ACC boss to that of the previous government ACC boss?
Well, if we put it into perspective, I think the previous ACC Commissioner did his own bit. Now coming to Francis Benkaifala himself, they try for doing his own way. Yes, more or less, they all don't try.
Why we there?
We did for the street PZ. I name Ishmael Lamisa Tikanu, LLB2 students for Big College.
You think say Salon free from corruption?
No, I will not say so because no standard in the world where corruption all day. But just that no more the mitigator and the regulator. That's not one of the things I always say. Because no sir, every time this world corruption already. Even in the basic corruption this should also get 2-3 things where corruption will take place. But other way, probably they try for do mitigation, at least let people know say they try for fight the best.
So how you see the current ACC boss in fight against corruption at Salon?
For that side, we look at the rates at which this ACC boss don't do, it don't try. I will get 65%. This current ACC boss, they do things into we, all they see on social media and everything. Because first they say they don't cage this person, but now we see the thing where everybody say on social media say don't cage this person, but so corruption. We see the fights where they do.
So how you go compare them to that of the previous government, them ACC boss?
If I go rate the all two, we go say this current one because he don't need for a very long time, and they say he don't try pass the past administration. So the past administration I will give them 55. This I will give them 65.
You name and Usa with the Sosa?
Within an fire building in a moment Bangoa.
You think Salon free from corruption?
Well, we see the ACC at least do one side, and they say like much more accurate. Because carry one or two, then they call in name one or two things, then at the media working, then they call as ACC boss. It will be a role model, it will be an example.
So how you see the current ACC boss in fight against corruption at Salon?
Well, they see how they fight. It targets the common man, not to the actual. The other they open the target. Now the common people they go target the teachers there and go put them in a cutting tree. The other the chief they do much more. It escape there. So no, they see like they do much more better. You see?
So how you go compare the current ACC boss to that of the former one we be in the previous government?
Well, this more get more challenges than the former one. You see, because this one ain't coming up, it's a government change, ain't do all that thing. So we look more, I be start. Because we start fine, we begin attack, the other government, I be official will be continue.
You think say Salon free from corruption?
Sister, to be honest with you, the one who world corruption not the way, China not the way free of corruption. And I look what I must get 1 or 3 audits around.
So
100%.
So how you see the current ACC in fight against corruption at Salon?
I not too know much about them, but you are the city train you go, which I go thank you at least when you will minimize because you're going to do it totally. Now minimize with the minimize them. So that me feel safe for happen in the country.
So how you go rate the current ACC boss and that of the former one will be there during the previous government?
Yeah, the previous one will be passed in Benkaifala, right? You get 9 be the right? The current one. Let me say they try small. Anyway, much of mine, 100% perfect. At least you must get small 1 or 2 things the way they do not correct. But with the pray, may God make at least may do the right thing with people want inside the country.
People we all reporter Mary Bilkisu Dumbuya we talk to na the treats of Freeton for give them view about corruption in fact one in the country and you don't get that one they clear. So Commissioner, those are the views. Those are the views of ordinary cell unions. Few of the things I picked from that video was one, the corruption facts don't be visible. Meaning now we they fight corruption, people they see. They display them, especially when they recover monies from MDAs, where some amount of facing and one for all and item. How does it feel like being the commissioner? Now, citizens that they look at this now say the corruption effect one don't be visible.
Yeah, of course. One of the things I do when I come for fight the corruption now this country, now before demystify the fight against corruption. And that's why one of the branding was to say, I am the People's Commissioner. So I have been doing things which are not traditional. For example, I have a lot of social media presence. I put out information out there which other ACC heads cannot do. I engage a lot more the media. I am with the people. Just this weekend, I was in Kenema giving a speech at the graduation. I do public lectures. I engage students everywhere. I am in the crowd and with the crowd. And they feel like they are connected to the fight against corruption and they have a lot of understanding. For example, framing, very important. Your journalist is framing the questions like, do you think Sierra Leone is free from corruption? And the people are correcting her, okay, to say, no, there's no country that is free from corruption. Corruption is everywhere. But one thing we can say is, with Francis Benkaifala, things are improving. Things are minimizing. That's the overwhelming view of the people who are speaking out there. That comes from a lot of public education. That comes from a lot of understanding of the public. Out of the 5 people interviewed, at least 3 or 4 of them repeated that same statement whenever she asked the wrong framing. They will correct it to say, no, corruption is everywhere, but this is what can be done. So trust me, I feel very proud of where we have come from as a country. I'm even prouder of where we are going. This was a country where corruption, we don't take hold of the country. We don't put a stranglefoot on the neck of the country. But we are here now where the citizens are more aware. The citizens are calling for more accountability. They are trying to push us to do more. A lot of them would say, yes, they try, but we want to let it do more. That is something that gives me a lot of hope. The standards that I have set with my team at the ACC, if another commissioner comes after me, has to maintain it. If not, the people understand more than before. When I came, there was a lot of ignorance about the fight against corruption. There was a lot of limited understanding of what the issues are. But today, trust me, the people understand the fight. They understand the issues. And most importantly, they have owned it. I am very hopeful for where this country will go. Okay. And UNASEF, the journalists, have been doing a lot of work in this regard. And other journalists across the country. I can assure you that we are grateful to you and we want you to keep it up. The fight against corruption, not a one-man's fight, it's not a Benkaifala fight. I will all the owner and I will all the fighter.
All right. Another comment, thank you, now that the fight against corruption within these 7 years, now one side fight. What do you take towards that?
Well, that was said by one man.
Yes.
Among the pool. I don't think they really follow the fight against corruption. Because imagine, country don't change hand close to 8 years ago. All the amazing things we have done. Yes, in the first 1 to 2 years, we will get people in the previous government who will be the investigate, who will be the hold accountable, because yes, they lead the country for 11 years. There were questions to be asked, and we asked those questions courageously and hold them accountable. Ministers were charged to court, they were held accountable, and rightly so. But then, down the line, for 8 years, you think I have just been sitting down here going after opposition? All the recoveries they make, all the money they hold from people in NRA, people in ministries and departments, people in institutions, all the while they stand trial now. Now people are in the previous government. That is a serious misunderstanding. It's a deliberate misconception. And most times it's not driven by any data. Okay? Because I can tell you that 86% of the cases we deal with at the ACC are correct. Are people in institutions. We can go over them, we can go do a list. That's so they do the last time political parties, they go around, oh, now they just come after ACC, that we own people, they know why they come after, blah, blah, blah. And I called a meeting of all political parties, I called a meeting of journalists, we all sat down, I brought the data with me. Names, institutions, amounts, figures, charges. And we sat down and assessed it together. This was 3 years ago. Even as early as 3 years ago, they themselves, the political parties, woke up and said, we are sorry. We misunderstood. So imagine now 7 years from that time day. Now somebody will talk, say, me Benkaifala, just in an ACC, they go, how many APC, who's APC policy right now, they under my radar? But are you saying that I'm not doing any work? It's a misunderstanding and misconception. I think that person there. But instead start by saying that he's not following much. I think it came from a pool that did not understand the current trends in the fight against corruption.
All right.
And
Before Lizzie they come inside, the last comment we another person give, well, I don't say the last, another comment that you fight against corruption are just on the common man. You made mention of teachers.
Yeah, because teachers were sleeping with students for allow them for take was. We have the text messages. Teachers were giving their houses in Devil Hole. The principal left in US. Come and take students that we pay 2 million euros for go take exam day. In Kono, in 2019, when WASP they come, all the mobile phones, all the smartphones on the market were bought the day before mathematics. There was not a single smartphone on the market in Kono. We got the intelligence and we passed it on. And when we observed that exam, the people who were texting answers to those smartphones that were with the students which we confiscated were teachers. Now, my father, Mr. Ben Gaifala, was a teacher. Okay? He taught, in fact, he was the principal of Penembu Vocational Secondary School. You can ask anybody who comes from that part of the country. I am the son of a teacher. I understand what a teacher is. And I know that the people I went after have nothing to do with teaching. They are criminals. And I know the president apologized at that time, but I did not apologize. Because I knew the people who were supposed to secure the future of this country were the ones who conspired to destroy it by attacking the future. These are young children who are coming up, who are going to become ministers, presidents, directors, medical doctors, and everybody. And they are teaching them. They are actually actively preparing them to go through and become doctors through cheating. I am very proud that I stopped it. And I will do it again. So because of that one incident, some people think that the only thing I do now is to disgrace teachers, and I have done nothing else as Anti-Corruption Commission. It's okay. But I know that what we have done for this country is remarkable.
So,
and that is the only incidence of me really getting involved with teachers. And I'm glad it led to reforms. But we have done things with other people. When we have recovered nearly 100 billion euros in stolen money in this country. Did it come from teachers? What are teachers' salaries? When we recovered 54 million euros from people who stole money from NRA, and displayed it publicly for the public to see, did it come from a teacher? Did it come from a common man? No.
All right. So
when we have charged people, directors, heads of institutions, MDAs, to court, and some of them are still standing trial, are they ordinary or common men? That is not true. But it is easy for people to say these things when they don't have the truth. And that is why it is important that I come to programs like this myself, where we set the record straight. And I'm just doing that now.
So the fight against examination malpractice, not only they within the teachers, you officer ever make a move for also investigate the body where it's possible for conducting exams there? Because most time, okay, you say paper then can leak from those offices.
We don't even charge people from WAEC. We don't find people guilty from WAEC. So, my friend, our work is very circumspect. We don't even go to universities. We have done investigations at Jalai University. We've done investigations at Fabi College. We have done investigations at Commerce. Our work is so circumspect that we are one of the most complete anti-corruption fight in the entire Africa. And I don't tell you, I don't list countries that where they come for can learn from we, where they come for can study we work, because they are shocked at the impact we have created in these 7 years. And I am not saying this because I am the commissioner. I'm saying it from data and facts.
So, Commissioner, how hopeful you dey when you turn off office go down, that corruption go be curbed or corruption don't curb in the country?
I think one of the things where standards they do that for set the country up for success. So who say me don't take the fight against corruption? Now, if anybody come and bring a candle, the entire country will see, they will know. Okay? They will understand. and that person will not last long. So there is a standard that has to be followed. You may not have to do everything that I did the same way that I did it, but there's a standard. You cannot fall below. So I am very hopeful that this country will never be the same. I believe that there has been a quiet revolution visibly playing out in this country, and that revolution is going to continue. As a person, I, Francis Ben Kaifala, has pledged my life to be an anti-corruption crusader. So even when I move on from the Anti-Corruption Commission, I will still remain the emblem of the fight against corruption in Sierra Leone, and I will make sure that I will live to see this country succeed. And one of the ways to succeed is for me to be part of that continuing transformation story as an anti-corruption champion.
Commissioner, if you are to rate yourself on the scale of 0 to 10, what grade can you give yourself?
I will give myself 9.
9. So why the 1 left out?
The 1 left out is to give room for perfection. Perfection is the enemy of good. So I don't believe that I'm perfect. It's also to give room that there are challenges, and I acknowledge those challenges. I know that sometimes, for example, we don't have the resources to do the things that we really want to do. We don't have money. The government do invest for support we, but there are things where I really want to do. When we go to Ministry of Finance, the money not there. I can't do them. So I have to leave that 1 for all the challenges that they for understand it's similar to a perfect human being, and that there is room for improvement. But one thing I can tell you is we have been 90% successful in the fight against corruption, and we are keeping it going. And that is why I have been there as the longest serving commissioner. And I'm also grateful that President Bio continue for reposing confidence in me, and I'm still here.
All right, Fambude, we'll continue for stay with we. This now Unity Morning Show. We get Francis Ben Kefala, one of the longest serving ACC Commissioner, 7 years in office. They ask him some of the challenges where he don't face and the successes. He don't give himself 9 over 10. 1 left out because now some of the challenges and the room for improvements. And he also say in a man, 2 over perfect, so the 1%, that's where he left. Now we go read some of these text messages. I go read the direct text message we can via WhatsApp and direct message. Why me colleague Suma presenter go read from the Facebook, and we go also glance through with YouTube where we go read to Commissioner. I go read 3 message why Suma go read, and we go interchange. So Commissioner Joseph Saidu, he say, I am writing from Makeni. Sir, you are a very young man, and I have always admired you. Makeni is one of the hub for corruption. Please send your men to come over so that they can investigate currently the hospitals that are in there. And Mary saying they write from Kono. Mr. Commissioner, thank you very much. You dive into what I was expecting you to say. The teacher issue is what always people bring up. I don't know why this has to keep coming up over and over, but I applaud you and congratulations in your fight. And the name Joe Cisse say, my commissioner, you are just on point. You have made the country proud. His Excellency Julius Maada Bio made no mistake in appointing you. How I wish your legacy will live on, and Sierra Leone will one day always remember you, that indeed corruption was fought, will be fighting. I'm reading exactly as he wrote. Will be fighting because of your sake. Thank you very much, my commissioner, and I will always love you.
All right, from the Facebook page this morning, this one come from Amara Mabo Dakua. He say, good morning, watching live from Kenema. Mohamed Simbo, he say, good morning. Titus Pangji, say, good morning, Unity Broadcasting. Victor Bongura, the greets me, good morning. Kamara Charles, say, Mr. Commissioner, what are your challenges at the Commission, especially on politically motivated matters? This Abubakar Musa Keta say, great move, Unity Broadcasting. Daniel Sin say, good morning, UB, Unity Broadcasting. Ambassador Emmanuel say, good morning from Rokel. Sise Ishmael say, good morning, Mr. Ba. Aziz Jawad say, the commissioner has done a very good job, although corruption is still the greatest threat to our development as a nation. Omar Bongo say, Pa, keep it up. George Pratt say, keep on the good work, my bro. You have made our country proud. Samai Kaibanya, keep on the good work. Munda Roja say, good morning. Amara Mabo Dakwa say, examination malpractices are still on the high. The authorities at the helm of affairs in schools have created different platforms to still continue the cheating in exams. Investigations have been done and those in charge will be brought to the law. Emmanuel Botima say, the People's Commissioner. Prosperity Winner say, good morning, Unity Broadcasting. Haruna Matazia, I'm watching you live from Switzerland. Thank you so much. Brewa Alfred say, good morning, Unity Broadcasting, watching live from Congo Cross. Kamara Charles say, let him explain to us on the Ernest Microma money laundering matter. This one coming from Charles Kamara, right from Facebook page. Peter Kalon say, what about the case of former President Kurumasa? Musa Sam Kuruma say, he alone cannot succeed. It takes patriotism to fight against corruption. Musa Sam Kuruma, nice one. This one say, Vandy Kone say, the best commissioner ever. This one they come out from Prosperity Winner. He say, Unity Broadcasting again from Switzerland. The studio guest tell him he's doing the correct job. It's okay. Amara Barcelona from Bombali District say, Ben and your team should really visit Makeni. They say there are corrupt practices that are ongoing on in Makeni. Are you in any way afraid of fighting corruption in opposition strongholds, sir? All right. I just take two because of time. This one they say, sometimes we have to be honest. We have to be honest in the fight against corruption. Say thank you, Commissioner. This was a cool ACC boss, Francis Benkafara, elaborates, therefore talk small on a particular anti-bribery policy or practice. That way, in belief say it affects the country develop one. Sam Matiri, the last one I will read for now, say, ACC boss, Francis Benkafara, okay, this is the same message. Anyway, the last one, Alfiba, he said, watch you live from Australia. I learned so much from Francis Benkafara while serving as PRO with Accountability Now Club at FBC. I learned the differences between corruption and criminal actions. That one they come from MM Mambu Jr.
All right, so I go also visit with YouTube page. Wusai, I go read just two, and I go read the last two messages we can via WhatsApp. Abdullah Lukule say, good morning, Unity Broadcasting Network, watching live from Australia. And another person say, Abdullah Lukule say again, he said, not all countries worldwide have successfully eradicated corruption 100%. Mr. Benkefala has achieved significant improvement since his appointment. May Almighty Allah bless you and your entire team. And the last two from WhatsApp page we come. Congratulations, bravo, kudos. The People's Commissioner, the dangerous, educated man. I love you, and I wish whatever legacies you have fought for will be upholded at the end of the day. I wish you all the best in your next achievement.
All right.
The last one say,
very
bravo, bravo. Unity Broadcasting, I never know you guys are now operating live in Freetown. Congratulations, and I'm so pleased that you guys brought a very high-profile personality in the studio. Congratulations to you, Benkefala. I am so pleased that you are this humble. Your next level will be higher than this. Thank you again, my commissioner, and I love you.
All right, very interesting one, quick one from Ambassador Fode Moriba Conte. Say, good morning, Unity Broadcasting. I must say the fight against corruption in this country appears to be highly selective. We have seen many alleged corruption cases involving prominent politicians in the SLPP government being shielded by the ACC. For example, corruption allegations against the former clerk of parliament, Parantaroli, and former immigration officer Kai Kai have not been pursued with visible effect. More recently, a judicial committee recommended that the Minister of Works, Dennis Sandi, be referred to the ACC for investigation over a forgery claim. Months have passed since that recommendation, and yet the ACC has taken no action. When the accused are current government officials, Ben Kelfara and his team often claim there is insufficient evidence to prosecute. But when corruption allegations involve others, the evidence seems to be enough. This disparity is deeply troubling. These are the views of our viewers and not the views of Unity Broadcasting. Commissioner, these are the views, sir.
Yeah, I mean, interesting views. First of all, I must thank all of them for their time this morning to listen to what we have to say, but most importantly for their perspective on the conversation that we are having. Many are full of praises for the successes we are having. I am very thankful to them. It's not an easy road. That is why I have told you, nobody in government apart from the president has a more challenging responsibility than I am. Most of these people have been put in very comfortable positions where the only thing you can do is to have resources to do your work, and the rest can fall into place. But the fight against corruption, you need the heart of a lion and the strength of a tiger and the mind of a fox to succeed. And that is what we have brought to the fight against corruption in Sierra Leone. So we keep pushing. A lot of issues have come. We cannot address them all individually. One thing I can say is, you see, people are more interested when a high-profile name is accused of corruption. But what they do not understand is that the same standards applies to everybody. Because it is high profile does not mean we have to find them guilty at all costs. We have to seek the truth. And sometimes the truth may not be what the public perceives. Everybody has their enemy in government. There is somebody who somebody does not like. There is somebody who somebody would want to see face things. But as Anti-Corruption Commissioner, I am supposed to be balanced. I am supposed to be emotionless. I am supposed to do my work within a framework of professionality and duty. And that calls for careful scrutiny of allegations that come and to take a decision on them. So, for example, the person said that the Parantarali case, nothing happened. It is not true. The Parantarali case was thoroughly investigated. We came out with a report publicly. His wife, who was brought to parliament illegally, paid back every penny that she was paid. 100% of all the money she received as salary during that process. She was banned from holding public office for 5 years. And Parantarali himself, who denied any knowledge or responsibility in the matter, was referred to the president for administrative action. The president suspended him for over 3 months. Over 3 months. And then, after the suspension was over, he then came back to continue work. Now, is it true that nothing was done? No. Is it true that accountability was not there? There was. But because maybe somebody wants to see that we cannot always do what the public thinks we can do. Because in this case, we saw the evidence, we saw the details, we knew who was responsibility, and we took appropriate action within the framework of the Anti-Corruption Act. So to say that the matter was shared and nothing was done, Elizabeth, it is not true. In fact, a lot more was done in that matter than a lot of other matters that we had. Jaya Kakai declared in his asset declaration that he received gifts when he was serving as lawyer, that he had this high-profile client in Texas, a Lebanese man, who was so pleased with his work, and when he came, the Lebanese man gave him gifts of 2 million. his work because he was in an office where even official people. We reached out to this Lebanese man at considerable cost, and he confirmed that yes, I sent these vehicles to Jaya Kaikai. He's my friend. I deal in vehicles. He gave us the records of purchase. He gave us the documents. But most importantly, Jaya Kaikai declared this in his asset declaration. It was there. Now, was I going to charge Jaya Kaikai with good conscience simply because I want to prove a point? Whether it is a lie, whether it is something machinated, the evidence as Anti-Corruption Commissioner I had before me said I should give him the benefit of the doubt. And that's what we did. And we made this public. We put out a press release, a detailed press release explaining this to the public. Okay. Is it true that we did nothing? We just shelved it? It is 100% untrue. And what other issue did the person make reference to?
The person say you are selective. I mean,
you selective how?
Corruption.
Every corruption allegation that comes to us, we investigate. Every. So if you say selective, the ones that he made reference to, which I have explained to you, I have explained to you how detailed we were in our investigation. So how is it selective? If it's selective, you will say we did nothing. But is it true that we did nothing? Is it true that we did not look into it? No. So, but you see, these are the perception drivers. Some people say these things, they really don't have the facts. Some people don't even follow things to the end. Maybe they were aware that somebody was brought to the commission 6 months earlier, and they don't follow what happened next. But they wake up one morning and remember, oh, this person was brought to the commission, oh, the commission did nothing. But trust me, there is no matter that comes to our attention that we do not look into. And we do not just look into it, we come out publicly with the outcome. I'm not the kind of person who will shy away from controversy. If I don't think that evidence is here, I will come out and say there is no evidence. But to say we are selective as we will just take some and shelve it under some carpet and say no, it's not happen like that. It has never happened in the commission.
All right. Sierra Leoneans, we tell una plenty thank you. Now, Commissioner, inside the text messages we come directly in the WhatsApp. Someone they applaud you and they wish for see you success. As a young man coming up, very vibrant, you don't fight 7 years corruption. What is life going to be after Anti-Corruption Commissioner?
Good question.
I know people are asking about his political ambition.
Well, not quite political ambitions. There is another question to that. But then, what is life going to be like after ACC?
Well, I think what has happened to me in this past 7 years has been remarkable. I came from a very strong legal background, very successful lawyer, but that was more in private setting. And then, as God would have it, President Bio had the courage to appoint me as a commissioner by the age of 33. And in that period, I have been here and I have done what I have done. I have been introduced to the public. The public has seen what I am capable of. I have led the Anti-Corruption Commission with courage, with strength, with dedication. I have given my life to that commission. I even had a failed marriage twice at that work because of how dedicated I was to that work. So I have given my all to the commission. But I have gained a lot. And that includes a very remarkable and distinct understanding of this country and its problems. I believe that I am leaving the commission at the end of the day whenever that time reaches. Either I complete the 10 years tenure or sooner when President Bio thinks it necessary that I should transition to something else. I think that life is going to be amazing. It can only get better. I can always see the rainbow in the air. I think I am going to be firmly positioned to continue the work in changing the story of this country for good.
So family position, that is a very strong word, family position.
Yes.
And you're already in a firm position to shape the nation.
Yes.
So when you say family position, is it like watching at the presidency, vice presidency, or any other position further?
What do you do?
That's a question, Commissioner. It's the people's question, and you are the people's commissioner.
Yes, we all know.
Now, let me put it this way.
Okay.
How
I wish sorry, sir. How I wish you go to Creole proper.
I don't live my life in a way that lives on a very firm path. As a lawyer, I was a very courageous, honest, distinguished practitioner. As anti-corruption commissioner, I don't distinguish myself as commissioner. In one of the most difficult responsibilities in this country. As a young man, I have ambitions. I am not here to be in a position where I am not part of the driving force to change the story of this country. Okay? I think I am made up of a lot of things. I am made of intellect. I am made of strength. I am made of courage. I am made of extreme bravery. And most importantly, I am made of dedication to public service. What happens next is going to be something that is left to the people of Sierra Leone who have been judging what I have been doing. But one thing I can tell you is there are a lot of people coming out, they want to be president, want to succeed President. Undoubtedly, a lot of them are qualified to succeed President Bio. But qualification is not just what changes the story of this country. It takes a special makeup, a special design, a special heart to move this country from where President Bio has firmly positioned. Sierra Leone is at a point where if the right person does not come to step in the shoes of President Bio, who has the special makeup to do things in a way that are extraordinary, then we are going to continue on the path of failure. People will reverse the good days that President Bio has done. And a lot of people I have seen coming up that they want to be president, they are qualified, but they don't have what it takes.
And do you fit in that position?
I believe, with all honesty, that the decision as to who succeeds President Bio will be determined by President Bio himself. It has watched all of us who have served with him and under him, as young people, as leaders. I believe that among all these people, I will be the best to succeed.
All right, Sierra Leoneans, we tell una plenty. Thank you. The People's Commissioner don't come and talk to una. He don't talk to the world. He don't tell we the achievements, the challenges, and the way forward. So we'll end the Unity Morning Show. Plenty. Thank you to the one that we send a text message. You will not able to read your text message to the People's Commissioner. We apologize, but we go make sure we go and answer to her. Me, we bring this morning show. My name is Elizabeth Skefwe Gembe.
I mean, Yusuf Moses. Interestingly, we don't get better term. We definitely don't continue for ask commissioner because there are a whole lot of questions again. We don't kind of we inbox. We apologize because many people ask about the Nisande issue. We offend them for invite commissioner again for can't talk around that. Somebody also they ask about corruption and president in office. All of that we will offend them for discuss that one day. Plenty thank you to you we be done with we for when we start this edition of morning show where they come to you from Unity Broadcasting online television. Plenty thank you to we cameraman at the studio, Alfred Pewa, we producer, Wena Suleiman Jallo, and the head of technical team, David Harden. So till tomorrow again, join me for another important discussion. I want to wish you all the best and a blessed new month. Good morning.
Unity Broadcasting Television don't come for unify, sensitize, and inform Salon people home and abroad. TV don't come. For developments now we country TV. Unify, sensitize, and inform we all. For developments now we nation salon. Unity Broadcasting TV don't come. For developments now we country TV. Unify, sensitize, and inform we all. For developments now we nation salon. We now independent media house. We dey here for unify, sensitize, and inform. Sierra Leoneans home and abroad.
We dey here so for talk, but wetin dey happen? Political discussion. You for know but salon politics. Religious messages, entertainment self no go left bien. We no go left nothing bien no.
Unity Broadcasting TV don't come. For developments now we country TV. Unify, sensitize, and inform we all. For developments now we nation salon. Unity Broadcasting TV don't come. For developments now we country TV. Unify, sensitize, and inform we all. For developments now we nation salon.
This not the team them where we dey talk.